Good morning, Grace Point Church. This is Pastor Stephen Jeptioni, and I am glad again today to bring to you the Word of God. And our readings today comes from the book of 1 Timothy chapter 3, verses 1. And Paul is addressing Timothy. And I'm going to read. The saying is trustworthy. If anyone aspires to the office of overseer, he desires a noble task. So Apostle Paul is providing guidance on church leadership and conduct to a young pastor called Timothy, who is stationed in the church of Ephesus, and he is tasked with the church and appointing leaders who are the overseers, who are responsible for the spiritual oversight and to care for the church. So Paul's statement here underscores the weight and truth of the foundational principle for the church, which we learned previously in 1 Timothy chapter 1 verses 15 and 2 Timothy chapter 2 verses 11. So Paul is emphasizing here that an overseer is a leadership role which is actually involving spiritual oversight and guidance of the church. So aspiration to leadership role indicates that it is a personal, voluntary, and honest desire, which is not mere status or power, but it's a role that it's to maintain sound biblical doctrine, purity, and the church order. So, Paul is saying that it is a noble task when you have such a kind of aspiration and desire. So he describes this role of leadership as a noble task which is honorable and virtuous in nature, that involves shepherding, teaching, and protecting the church from any heresy. Because we are living in a world of whereby there are so many teachers. So if you are not aware, if you are not fully equipped, or if you have not been reading the scriptures well, you can be easily swayed away by false teaching. And Paul is emphasizing here and is describing to Timothy, who has been appointed, or who has been given the task to appoint the leaders of the church. And that is why he's saying that it is a noble task. So, this task or this role of leadership, it involves shepherding. Shepherding is not an easy job. It is a high calling. And teaching also is a high calling, because you are going to this task of overseer is to protect the church from being swayed away to wrong doctrines. So, and here, this kind of calling, which is actually God's purpose, and Jesus Christ demonstrated a good way of shepherding. Jesus is an example, and we as leaders, or those who are aspiring and desire to be leaders, Jesus is the best example, my dear brother and sister. If you have that aspiration and desire to serve the Lord, ensure that you follow Jesus' example, and God is going to bless us. So, we are called to reflect Christ's character in our leadership, Either you are teaching a Sunday school, you are teaching women ministry, or youth ministry, or men's ministry, or the entire church. Make sure that this is not a status or just any other leadership. Don't compare this. This is a noble task, and we shall be accountable when the chief shepherd will come. May God bless us as we continue serving the Lord, because this is a trustworthy saying. God bless us.